Ananda also had a question that many of you may have. And so one day Ananda came and said to Buddha, Master, I have a question. Why am I not able to meditate? Why so many thoughts swam like bees, like flies through my mind? When I close my eyes and start meditating, why this mind of mine keeps running from one thought to the other? Why it is never still? Master, how to still the mind? What a beautiful question Ananda has asked. And Buddha says, for the first time in so many years, you have asked a question that is at the very root of self-realization. The journey is long and I am getting old. Your question is a sign of you attaining soon. It has come at the right moment, but to answer your question, I will have to go deeper into the forest. Are you ready to follow me? Ananda bowed again and put his forehead on Buddha's feet. Looking up, he said, Master, my whole life is yours. My life is your shadow. You please don't ask me. Wherever you go, like a shadow, I will follow you. Listening to the faithful words of Ananda, Buddha took him by the hand and helped him to the feet. Ananda stood up. They both started walking through the dense forest. Buddha walked swiftly and Ananda followed. After crossing the forest wildlands, they reached the plain grasslands, where there was a herd of elephants. The elephants were peacefully grazing. Buddha stopped walking and pointing towards the elephant. The elephant was engrossed in grazing and eating. Buddha said, Ananda, look, there is your answer. Ananda looked at the elephant who was engrossed in grazing. But unable to understand the message of the master, he stepped ahead and said, Master, I see the grazing elephant, but I am very novice to understand your divine message. O Master, please help me understand. Buddha said, Come, let us go closer to see what is happening while the elephant is engrossed in his grazing. They moved closer. The elephant remained unmoved. He was so much engrossed in his grazing, and when there is someone as divine and enlightened as Buddha standing, why he would fear? He continued with his grazing. Buddha said, Ananda, now you observe what is happening. Observe very closely. You step closer to the elephant and see what is happening. Ananda was just a few steps away from the elephant, and now he could see what was happening. While the elephant was standing and picking leaves from a tree, some small flies came by, flying and buzzing near its ear. The elephant drove them away with its long ears. Then the flies came again, and the elephant drove them away once more. And this continued while the elephant remained focused on grazing and eating the leaves of the plant. He could see the satisfaction, the bliss in the eyes of the elephant. The more he grazed, the more he would look happy, and this all was happening while a swarm of flies continued to make a lot of noise, a lot of disturbance, But the huge elephant remained unmoved, undisturbed. He continued to enjoy the juicy leaves with so much of ease that Ananda started wondering. He said to himself, "How can the elephant graze and eat with such joy when the flies create so much of disturbance?" And Buddha heard the words of Ananda. Stepping closer, Buddha smiled and said, "Because the elephant is in control of his attention and he can direct it wherever he wants to. This helps him to live in totality, meaning he gets totally immersed in whatever he does, and therefore he can keep his mind focused and calm. When he is eating, he is totally focused on eating. When he is mating, he is totally focused in mating. When he is sleeping, he is totally focused on sleeping. Whatever he undertakes, he is totally attentive to that task, and that helps him to remain focused. He is in control of his attention. He would not allow the flies to divert his attention from grazing the juicy leaves. Ananda, you also should be like this elephant, not letting the flies of thoughts disturb you, and that is only possible when you remain in control of your attention. When you live moment to moment in total awareness, in totality. Witnessing is a happening, a byproduct of being total in any moment, in any situation, in any experience. Totality is the key. Out of totality arises the benediction of witnessing. When you sit for meditation, let the thoughts come and go. Just don't serve them tea. Don't entertain. Don't let the flies of thoughts divert your attention. Be attentive. Be total in whatever you do. Just be total. Totality is possible. Perfection is a myth. Don't be bothered by perfection. Replace the word perfection by totality. Don't think in terms that you have to be perfect. Think in terms that you have to be total. Totality will give you a different dimension. Touched by the compassion of the Divine Master, Ananda touched the Master's feet. He was unable to find words to express his gratitude. With such a simple yet insightful demonstration, the Master had brought so much of light to his darkness, to his ignorance. Showered with the light of awareness, Ananda asked one more question, a question that gave him many sleepless nights. He said, "Master, I have been through many sleepless nights because of one question." Buddha looked into Ananda's eyes and said, "The day I initiated you, I knew what the question was going to be. Your question is that, why after spending so many years with me, you still have not attained, you still remain in the middle, not yet enlightened." Ananda folded his hands. He knelt down and earnestly waited to listen to what the Master had to say. And Buddha said, Buddha said, because you made conditions on your master, just because of an ordinary relationship of being a cousin brother, that's where you are stuck. You cannot forget that you are the elder brother of Gautam Buddha. Although you are now my disciple, deep down you are still older than me. And in India, old age is very much respected. But don't be worried. The moment I die, within 24 hours, you will become enlightened. Only my death can help. For 40 years, you have been trying to attain. Nothing has happened. But even if it were just for you that I had to die, I would have died. Ananda burst into tears. He couldn't control his feelings. His entire body was shaking. He was touched by the Master's words, his love, his compassion. Ananda was following Buddha for 40 long years, and yet he couldn't realize the depth, the love, the compassion of the Master. Like a fool, he laid those conditions. How futile it was to bring conditions in between when the Master had so much of unconditional love. How couldn't he realize? How couldn't he feel? How could he miss? With every drop of tear, he was coming out of his ignorance, his utter failure in understanding, realizing the depth of love that the compassionate Master Gautam Buddha had for him. Buddha said, don't waste time, don't waste your tears because of your egoistic idea of being an elder brother you have not even seen in my eyes. Although you are holding my feet in your hands, I don't see that there is any communication. When you put conditions in any relation, communication in a true sense never happens. What is communication? It is a heart-to-heart connection. But when you bring conditions in between, how the hearts can ever connect? How the real communication can ever happen? 40 years, can you imagine how long this time is? And yet the Master says to Ananda, I don't see there is any communication. How deep is this? Ananda was so much shaken with these words of the Master that for the next many days and months he never spoke a single word. He continued to serve the Master. He became more and more aware of his actions. Now there was no conditions. Now he was able to dedicate himself in totality. Now he was being total. But it is said that within few days of this conversation, Buddha died. And within exactly 24 hours, Ananda became enlightened. His thirst for 40 years was satisfied. Master's words never fail. They always come true. Buddha had said to him, only my death can help. For 40 years you have been trying, nothing has happened. But just for you to attain, I would happily die. Unless I die, your conditions won't stand null. And unless they become null, you cannot become a full moon, an enlightened being. True love is selfless, it is prepared to sacrifice. A man who puts conditions before entering into a relationship can never realize what true love is. When you put conditions before committing to someone, you are being logical, and where there is logic, love ceases to exist. Somebody had asked, "What is love?" Love is not if or because. Love is anyway and even though and in spite of. Ananda put conditions, he was logical. Buddha accepted all conditions without hesitating. Love is ready to accept everything without any questions asked or conditions laid. Love can feel what logic fails to understand. Love is ready to say yes. The Divine Master Gautam Buddha accepts all his conditions. He says, "Yes, I agree to all your conditions." Always remember, the man who can say yes with tremendous freedom and joy, with no hesitation, with no strings attached, with no conditions, a pure and simple joy, a pure and simple yes, that man has become a sage. Gautam Buddha was that sage, the greatest sage, the greatest master the world had ever known. It is only through unconditional love that you can surrender in totality. And it is only when you surrender in totality that God can be realized, the eternal truth can be realized. The Bible simply asks you to surrender to the Lord Jesus Christ. The Bhagavad Gita simply asks you to surrender to the Lord Sri Krishna. The Bodhisattva encourages you to tolerate, understand, and surrender. Every religious scripture written under the sky has the same message: surrender to Lord in totality. It is only through unconditional love that you are able to surrender. When you surrender the driving wheel of your life into the hands of God, you perfectly know that the journey is going to lead you to the right destination, because now your journey is not towards God, your journey of life is with God. When you come to the end of yourself, you find the beginning of God. When conditions don't apply in love, you arrive. Then there is a song to it. Then there is every possibility for you to experience happiness in life. Then life is a poem, a beautiful painting, a garden of bliss. Always remember, love is unconditional giving, but only those are capable of giving who have. Meditate.